It's on!
Hello everybody, it's on and it's time for another episode of Watching SWF. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when the next episode is released and every time it's on. Welcome to the Supreme Wrestling Federation's presentation of Nothing to Lose. We welcome you from Long Beach, California, in front of 30,000 fans, a sold-out crowd in Long Beach. Tonight we have a big show where all SWF titles are on the line. In our main event, we have Remo challenging Rocky Golden for the SWF World Heavyweight Title, with the special guest referee being legend Jack Bruce. The North American title will also be on the line when Primus Allen challenges Hollywood Bret Starr. A three-team elimination matchup will see Domination defend their tag team titles against the Awesomeness and Faith and Old Glory. We'll also have a grudge match between Randy Unleashed and Mikey Lau, where the winner needs 2 falls to claim victory. First up, we have a 3-man match to determine the top contender for the North American title. Let's take it to the ring to start Nothing to Lose. Stephen Parker, Des Davids, and Spencer Spade all make their entrances to the ring. Stephen Parker has Kristen Pierce in his corner, and of course Spencer Spade has Dulce Moreno in his. The bell rings, and right away Stephen Parker and Spencer Spade take the fight to Des Davids, but Davids fights off both men and tosses them from the ring. Dulce Moreno tells Spade to get back in there, but Kristen Pierce holds Parker back. Davids brawls with Spade, but Parker saves the pinfall. Parker rolls back out of the ring, and Davids gives chase on the outside. Spade is back on his feet and leaps onto both opponents. Spade keeps the pressure on Des Davids and rolls him back in the ring, but Kristen Pierce gets in Spade's face, and here's Dulce Moreno now. Kristen Pierce and Dulce Moreno have to be kept apart by Parker and Spade. Spade gets in Parker's face for touching his girl, and Des Davids is in the ring laughing at the scene as Parker and Spade beat on each other. Referee Darren Smith is trying to get the fight back inside the ring, and Justice Jolson comes from the crowd and drops Des Davids with a death penalty. The tag team's Fame and Money and the main event come out and break up the fight between their stablemates as Stephen Parker and Spencer Spade get back in the ring. Both tag teams stare each other down and argue, while Stephen Parker and Spencer Spade have a technical wrestling showdown as Des Davids recovers outside. With a combination of holds and reversals, Spencer Spade wins the showdown by hitting a supreme stunner, but Des Davids breaks up the pin attempt. Now Davids and Spade lock up, and Davids overpowers Spade, but with a series of strikes and slams, there's no clear advantage as Kristen Pierce wakes up Stephen Parker outside the ring. An arm lock and heel kick gives Spade the advantage, and Spade whips Davids, and Parker is up on the apron to deliver a knee to the back of Davids. With Justin Sensitive running to the ring, Spencer Spade surprises Davids with a supreme stunner. Stephen Parker surprises Spade with a future shot. Davids is laid out in the middle of the ring with Justin Sensitive on the top turnbuckle. He leaps in an attempt to hit the Grace Landing, but Davids rolls out of the way. Sensitive pops up and headbutts Stephen Parker. Davids is on his feet, charges, double quarterback sack. Sensitive rolls out of the ring, and Davids sets up in the corner and delivers a second quarterback sack for a 3 count and a pinfall victory. Des Davids celebrates in the ring as Stephen Parker and Spencer Spade stare each other down on the outside. Dulce Moreno and Kristen Pierce try to pull them apart before Justin Sensitive gets in the middle and is chased up the entranceway by Parker. Spade follows along, with their managers following behind. We cut to a video of Mikey Lau training and showing his martial arts skills. Next, Randy Unleashed talks about his history in SWF leading up to his match with Mikey Lau. Randy Unleashed is unafraid and ready for a fight. This next matchup is for the SWF World Tag Team Title Championship. Our champions are Domination, and the two challengers are the Awesomeness and Faith and Old Glory. The winners of this match will have to survive 2 eliminations to win the titles. Let's see if Adam Smasher and Bear Bukowski can defend their titles against Maddie Faith, Mass Patriot, Huey Cannonball, and Jefferson Stardust. There's the bell, and Maddie Faith and Adam Smasher start things off with these 2 big men butting heads and brawling with each other. A blind tag gets Mass Patriot into double team Smasher for the advantage. Mass Patriot gets tossed into Huey Cannonball, but both members of the Awesomeness get in and Adam Smasher handles him. Bukowski is tagged in while Cannonball tags Maddie Faith. Bukowski refuses to go down no matter what Faith does. Jefferson Stardust asks for the tag, but Stardust chops Faith and the ref says it's legal. Stardust tries to springboard in, but Bukowski stands his ground. Huey Cannonball does the same with no effect. Masked Patriot comes in, but Adam Smasher cuts him off. Now it's a 2-on-1 advantage for Domination against Maddie Faith, but Anna Garcia says if anyone could take on these 2 big men, it's Maddie Faith. Faith is able to knock Smasher to the outside, while the Awesomeness finally take down Bear Bukowski with a series of kicks. Faith tags in the Ultimate Patriot, who keeps the advantage on Bukowski with strikes and a spine buster. The Awesomeness are in the ring, but Maddie Faith protects his teammate and fights them off to the outside of the ring. That gives Smasher the opportunity to attack Patriot from behind. Bukowski and Adam Smasher have Mass Patriot in trouble, but Patriot avoids a turnbuckle splash from Bukowski, and Adam Smasher charges in and elbows his teammate. Patriot dropkicks Smasher through the ropes, lifts Bukowski, and pulls off a Patriot slam on the big man for the first elimination. Dwayne Fry makes it clear that we're going to have new tag team champions as Phil Viber explains that he's lost a big bet to Joanne Rodriguez. Huey Cannonball comes in for the Awesomeness, who maintains control in their corner until Patriot can tag out. Faith takes on both members of the Awesomeness through double team combos and tags. Faith gets his knees up for a high risk move from Cannonball, but after a count of 8, tags are made to the fresh men. Jefferson Stardust and Mass Patriot brawl while countering holds, pinfall attempts, and submission holds. The action picks up as both competitors try to get the upper hand until Patriot catches Stardust with a spinning slam. They are both in opposite corners to their teammates, so Huey Cannonball steps in and kicks Mass Patriot, baiting Maddie Faith to charge in. Huey Cannonball ducks and pulls the top rope, causing Faith to crash to the outside. Cannonball hits the ropes and dives over the top, crashing into Faith. Patriot rolls out to help his partner, and just as Faith and Old Glory neutralize Cannonball, Stardust leaps over the top and crashes into his opponents. It takes a count of 9 for the legal men to get inside the ring. Maddie Faith is super kicked by Huey Cannonball on the outside, while a knee strike puts Patriot on his back. The Awesomeness climb opposite turnbuckles, and there it is, Cannonball Run and Stage Dive together. That's the shock and awe. Stardust makes the pin, and the Awesomeness are new tag team title champions. The Awesomeness celebrate their SWF World Tag Team title win as they hold the belts in the air. Maddie Faith and Mass Patriot look on in disappointment. We go to a video where both competitors for our main event match for the SWF World Heavyweight Championship title discuss what winning the title means to them and the match they have coming up tonight. Finally, as a bonus, Jack Bruce cuts a promo discussing his legacy in SWF and his role as referee in the title match tonight. Well, let's go to the ring for our next match, and Valiant makes his way to the ring, followed by Scythe, who has Hannah by his side for now. The cage is lowered and Hannah is ringside watching to see which of these Supreme Stars escapes the cage first. As both Valiant and Scythe circle each other, Dwayne Fry explains that they both agreed that the winner will have rights to Hannah's management skills, and Hannah has agreed to honor the terms of this match, even if she has to support Scythe at ringside. After some mugging and intimidation tactics, Valiant and Scythe lock up and try to take control. Valiant is pushed to the ropes but has nowhere to go and powers his way out when referee Alvin Lavin asks for a break. Valiant goes on the attack with strikes. This pushes Scythe back, but Scythe answers with strikes of his own. Neither has the upper hand, so Valiant and Scythe reevaluate each other as Phil Vibert says he can't wait to see what Scythe makes Hannah wear, and Anna Garcia says it was a mistake for her to agree to these match stipulations. Loud chops get the match escalated as Hannah cheers for Valiant. Scythe is whipped into the ropes, hitting the cage and taking more punishment from Valiant. Scythe uses a reversal to bring Valiant to the mat, then delivers more punishment, using the ropes and the cage to keep control of the match. Scythe pulls Valiant to the middle of the ring and delivers a choke slam, but instead of climbing the cage, he stalks around the ring and lets Valiant get to his feet. Scythe sets up Valiant for another choke slam, but Valiant floats over and lifts Scythe for a back body drop. Both men are down and Scythe gets to his feet first. Valiant charges and runs into another choke slam, and finally Scythe starts to climb. He's nearly at the top when Valiant gets to his feet and gives chase. Both men are at the top corner when Scythe crashes to the mat. Valiant has to fight off Scythe a second time before lifting himself up and over the cage. Valiant escapes. Valiant has won, and he joins Hannah outside the steel cage where Scythe is still on one knee as he watches on. Valiant and Hannah interact with the fans as they walk around the ring and up the entranceway. They high-five fans and celebrate with each other as they get to the entrance stage and turn around to look at Scythe one more time before the cage starts to rise. Oh my gosh, what was that? It's Rogue, Valiant's old tag team partner. He attacked Valiant from behind and is beating him as Hannah looks on and screams in horror. Valiant just finished an intense match with the Dark Reaper, and now Rogue is taking advantage by beating him up. Valiant is on one knee as Rogue puts some distance between them before he charges and hits Valiant with a crashing on. Valiant slumps over as Rogue shakes his head and leaves the way he came just as officials step in to help Valiant and Hannah. Just before the SWF North American Title match begins, there's some commotion backstage, and our cameras are there to capture the conversation as Hollywood Bret Starr mediates an argument between Spencer Spade and Steven Parker. Hollywood Starr says it's not the time for arguing, and he confirms with Spencer Spade that he'll keep the Rat Pack away from the ring because of the stipulations of the match. Starr leaves to make his entrance, and the camera follows Spade and Parker to the locker room where the rest of the Rat Pack and the Supreme Dream Team are hanging out. After a moment of tension between Parker and Justin Sensitive, both factions agree to relax and enjoy the rest of the show together. Now it's time for our next match, which is for the SWF North American Title. Primus Allen comes to the ring, and Hollywood Bret Starr makes his entrance all alone. We have the opening bell, and both of these competitors are flexing and having a posing contest. Dwayne Fry reminds fans that based on the match stipulations that Primus Allen was able to negotiate with Jerry Eisen, the title can change hands if there was a DQ. Allen flexes and is asking Starr where the Rat Pack is at. Anna Garcia says Allen has every right to be cocky because the match stipulations guarantee a fair fight. Hollywood Starr offers a test of strength but kicks Allen before they can fully lock up. Starr kicks Allen in the midsection, and Phil Vibert explains that Primus Allen is nursing bruised ribs after his last match with Spencer Spade and praises Starr for going after the injury. Hollywood Starr is fully in control with an abdominal stretch, wrenching the guts of Allen, who is able to fight out but is weakened. Hollywood stays on the attack, striking Allen's abdomen, lower back, and using submission holds to wear down his much bigger opponent. The champ uses the ropes to pick up the pace, but Allen is able to catch Hollywood Starr with the flying lariat, but only for a count of 2. Both competitors are slow to their feet, but when they lock up, Allen is in control, using his strength to overpower Starr with suplexes and slams. Starr won't stay down for 3 and is able to reverse a hold for a slam of his own. After a facebuster to the knee, Allen is on his back and set up for the Hollywood Hammer, but only gets a 2 count. Hollywood is frustrated, but he's back in control, working over the ribs again, but Allen is able to get to the ropes and force a break. The champ and challenger go to their corners and reset, which gives Allen the opportunity to take control, but Hollywood Starr wisely rolls out of the ring. There's a bit of cat and mouse on the outside, but Bret Starr takes control again when Allen misses a splash at the guardrail. Back inside, a reversal causes Hollywood Starr to take a spinebuster. Primus Allen lifts Hollywood Starr over his shoulder. He charges from the corner and delivers the running power slam. That's it, no way this match isn't over. But wait, Spencer Spade is ringside and he's stepping into the ring. Primus Allen has a big smile on his face, arms open as he welcomes Spade to attack. Referee Rick Young warns Spade not to interfere. Remember, the title changes hands if he does. Spade walks around Allen and helps Hollywood Starr to his feet, and he lays out Bret Starr with a Supreme Stunner. Rick Young calls for the bell and it's over. Hollywood Starr retains by DQ. Hollywood Bret Starr retains the North American title after his fellow Rat Pack member Spencer Spade punched his lights out. Primus Allen is shocked and angry as Spencer Spade smiles and exits the ring. Allen doesn't know what happened, but it looks like Spade did what he had to do to keep the title with the Rat Pack. Now the referee lays the title belt over Bret Starr's body. It's time for our next match where the winner has to win 2 of 3 falls. Randy Unleashed makes his way to the ring on his own, followed by Mikey Lau. As the bell rings, both competitors are looking for the best strategic attack, but neither can land a strike, a kick, or take a hold. Some fast offense is traded as both competitors look to take each other down. Lau ties up Randy with a hold, but it's quickly reversed. A pin attempt forces a break and both men are on their feet. Fast attempted strikes and kicks result in ducks, dodges, and reversals. Randy uses the ropes to springboard and catch Lau with a knee. Unleashed tosses Lau to the outside and goes flying over the top. The action continues outside the ring as our official Shane Stones tries to get the action back inside. Finally, Lau stops another high-risk attempt from Randy Unleashed and forces him to crash back inside the ring. Lau leaps over the top and hits a splash, but Randy kicks out and kips up. Lau is on his feet and the high-octane offense kicks off again, with modified holds being reversed into slams and strikes getting blocked and turned into serious punishment. A surprise shoulder breaker sets up Lau for a moonsault, but no one's home as Randy crashes to the mat. It takes a slow count by the ref for both men to get to their feet, and they're clapping with the crowd before going full throttle again. Both men bounce off the ropes at full speed and Randy Unleashed flies with a running enziguri kick that drops Mikey Lau for 3. The first fall goes to Randy Unleashed. As the referee Shane Stones resets, Phil Viber comments that Randy Unleashed predicted his victory and it's only inevitable now. Mikey Lau is still trying to shake off that last kick, but Randy Unleashed goes right for the attack. That may have been a mistake as Mikey Lau blocks and redirects all of Randy's offense, resulting in a deadly submission hold in the middle of the ring. Randy Unleashed refuses to give up and fights his way to the ropes. Lau breaks the hold and lets his opponent get to his feet, and the next lockup results in Mikey Lau getting tossed from the ring. Randy Unleashed delivers some aerial moves from the apron, then clears the Spanish announce table and sets up Mikey Lau. Randy vows to end this as he climbs to the top rope, but takes too much time and Lau isn't there when Randy puts himself through the table. Lau breaks the count and rolls back out. He's down 1 fall to none, so a count out would mean a loss. Lau picks up Unleashed, but there's still some fight in Randy and they battle again on the outside until Randy is in control and rolls Lau back into the ring. Lau is able to surprise Randy as soon as he's inside the ropes. They trade strikes before Randy attempts a suplex, but it's reversed by Lau and Lau delivers a dragon whip, makes the cover, and gets a 3 count. This thing is tied. As Shane Stones resets the competitors to their corners, Anna Garcia reminds everyone that Randy Unleashed said Mikey Lau couldn't beat him twice, and now he'll have to prove it. In a sign of respect, Randy Unleashed locks his fingers with Lau and they battle in a test of strength, both forcing pin attempts but eventually breaking to attempt strikes. Dwayne Fry explains that Mikey Lau may have an advantage as a martial arts expert, but Randy Unleashed possesses brawling, technical, and aerial tools. Lau does look to be in control but misses a scything sidekick, seemingly giving Randy Unleashed a second life. Randy attempts another running enziguri, but Lau reverses it into a powerbomb. A 2 count and another exchange results in Lau getting spiked with a pile driver, but that's only a 2 count as well. Randy Unleashed locks in a sleeper, but that's broken by a jawbreaker. Both competitors try using their quickness to take control, but it's clear that neither is willing to give up. Dwayne Fry says we're closing in on 30 minutes as a double lariat brings both men to the mat. This has been an exhausting match as both Supreme Stars dig deep for a little extra to finish things off. Randy Unleashed has a hold on Lau. It looks like he wants to hit a power move, but Lau rolls him up and that's a 3 count. Mikey Lau wins. Now Phil Vibert leaves the commentary table to get ready for the next segment. and Jerry Eisen joins the announce table in preparation for a big announcement. Eric Eisen is in the ring with Phil Vibert and Damian Carville, both of whom worked for the now closed CGC, and two SWF Supreme Stars, both of whom are Canadians, Angry Gilmore and Chill. Eisen announces that SWF has purchased the rights to the retired CGC Canadian title belt and will hold a tournament to crown the first SWF Supreme Star to hold the title. Damian Carville says some words about working in Canada and for CGC. He says there's a lot of tradition in the CGC Canadian title, and he's happy SWF is bringing that tradition to the best company in the world. Finally, Phil Vibert talks about being the driving force behind introducing this new title to SWF. As the voice of SWF and the wrestling business in North America, it's important that a prestigious title that represents Canada is established in the greatest sports entertainment company in the world. Our next match is for the SWF World Heavyweight Title Championship. The challenger comes to the ring first. Remo makes his entrance, followed by Rocky Golden, the SWF World Title Champion. Our special referee Jack Bruce is already in the ring, and Jack Bruce wants to check out both competitors for foreign objects and regulation gear. Rocky Golden is happy to comply and flexes for the crowd, while Remo is not happy to have Jack Bruce putting his hands on him. Jack Bruce calls for the bell, and Remo and Rocky Golden meet in the center of the ring for the main event. Right away, both champion and challenger trade chops, with neither getting pushed back. Remo balls up his fist and challenges Rocky Golden to a punching contest. Golden and Remo trade punches until Jack Bruce breaks it up and tells them to keep it open hands. These Supreme Stars lock up, and Remo takes advantage with a knee strike and a forearm to Golden's back. Remo hammers Golden, lays him out, and delivers a leg drop. Remo goes for another, but Golden rolls away and gets to his feet. Both men charge and strike each other with forearms until they tumble over the top rope and to the outside. Remo and Golden brawl, whipping each other into the guardrails and suplexing each other on the padding. Jack Bruce comes out to regain control when Remo sets up the ring stairs. Remo pushes Bruce away and lifts Rocky Golden for a pile driver on the steel. Jack Bruce threatens to disqualify Remo, and Golden is rolled back into the ring. Rocky Golden is still dazed but escapes Remo's destroyer finisher and pushes the challenger to the corner. Remo avoids a running lariat from Golden and sets up the champ for a super back body drop from the turnbuckles. Golden kicks out and powers up. These big powerhouses trade strikes again until Golden lifts and flips Remo with a backbreaker. Remo kicks out and reverses a slam to take control once again. A knee drop and a sleeper hold forces Jack Bruce to check on Golden, but Golden holds his arm up and fights his way to his feet. The champ drives an elbow into Remo's abdomen and pushes him towards the ropes. After a crossbody and kick out, Remo delivers fists to the gut, and Golden runs off the ropes and reverses a back body drop into a DDT. Remo and Golden are slow to their feet, but Golden charges, takes a boot to the face, and he's set up for a lumbar puncture. Jack Bruce tries to wave off Remo for a rope break and takes the proverbial bullet for Golden. Remo is yelling at Bruce, but Golden is on his feet. He spins and lifts the challenger for the Rocky Road, and Bruce is no ordinary referee, able to make the 3 count and call for the bell. Rocky Golden celebrates his victory by taking the SWF World Heavyweight Title belt and holding it in the air to the cheering fans. Behind him, Remo gets to his feet and stares down Jack Bruce, but Bruce isn't intimidated. Jack Bruce has some words for Remo, who just stands there pumping himself up for a fight. Golden sees what's happening and gets between the two competitors before things get out of control. And that's all we have time for. We'll see you at Supreme TV. Hey y'all, remember to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments and set your notifications so that you know every time it's on. You seem to be struggling in the US market. With your competitors all seen as putting on better shows in the past few weeks, are you struggling because the competition is simply too strong for you?
I'm confident we'll turn things around.
How are you intending on using your new signing Sterling Whitlock?
We've got huge plans for him, so expect him to feature heavily over the coming months.
The Awesomeness won the SWF World Tag Team titles at tonight's show. Is a long reign in the cards?
They deserve the opportunity to get a run as champions. Sammy Smoke was off his game tonight. How disappointed are you in his inconsistency? I have faith that he will become more consistent.
It's known that Randy Unleashed and Chrissy Angel really don't like each other. Does that affect badly on your locker room environment?
As long as they remain professional, I don't get involved.
Joey Morgan didn't appear on Nothing to Lose and has been public about his disappointment. How are you gonna handle this?
It was just to give him a little break. He remains an important part of SWF.